Assassin's Creed Odyssey has 2 gear packs available in the store at launch, but this time there is a new way to get these gear pieces by playing as well. So in this video I want to take a look at the Pegasus set and the mount and the weapon as well, and also the Olympian gifts, the new Hacka chest like system, and way more. So if you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. While in Origins we would get the gear sets a little after release, in Odyssey they're already available at launch. Like, not sure how I feel about this. We see this more in other games as well, but I got to say that the system to get these items without paying extra money has been really improved. So I want to talk about that, but first let's take a look at the Pegasus set. With the awesome steel silver white look, a Pegasus on the chest and one on the helmet as well. We got some naked arms, but cool bracelets too. Yes, of course, this gear set looks great, only the helm is maybe a little bit too large for Kassandra in my opinion. It looks better on Alexios. This gear set has, by the way, a cool special effect, because when you walk you leave these feathers behind, so that's a nice touch. The gear pack also comes with a mount, and you might have already guessed it, or of course saw it in the thumbnail. It's a horse with wings, a Pegasus mount. So awesome if you press square or X on the Xbox, then the mount will like show its wings. But also when you like go down a high mountain, you'll see the wings like kind of open up. It cannot fly, it's all cosmetic, but it does look pretty nice. It's a warrior armor set, so the set increases your melee damage and damage of the warrior abilities. But weird is that the sword called Chrysor gives you assassin damage instead, so it increases your damage with assassin attack, so assassinating a target. Normally you would want to go for the full warrior damage to enhance your damage output, but in this case it kind of makes sense that you get some assassin damage as well. And that is thanks to the special perks on this gear set. Like the helmet makes sense with 15% extra damage with swords on level 50, because that is also the case when using the gear on a lower level. The perk on the gear is lower as well, so upgrading it will upgrade the perk as well. I think it's like every 10 levels, so the gear below level 10 and on level 10 has perks on level 1, then the gear from 11 until 20 has perks on level 2, level 21 until 30 has perks on level 3, and so on, and then you get the level 5 perks on gear that is level 41 and up. Going back to the Pegasus set, because on the bracers we see the sort of assassination influences, because you get extra adrenaline on assassination kills, plus 25% on level 50, and that is a ton. So you can build up a ton of adrenaline by just assassinating the targets, especially in combination with the chest that has the same exact perk, giving you 50% adrenaline on assassination kills in total. So in my case that was 3 adrenaline bars on 1 assassination kill. That is a lot. So you can then either continue your stealth streak with a ton of assassin abilities, like the rush assassination that you can then also chain to multiple enemies, but also the critical assassination, because that is really handy with this set, since you have a lot of warrior damage like enhancements on the gear. Having the extra critical assassination boost to your assassin abilities make sure that you still instantly kill one target, while a regular assassinate would only just harm them. So yeah, getting the extra adrenaline to be able to do the critical assassination most of the time is really powerful. The waist gives you adrenaline back when in a fight, 15% per hit, and that is really strong, letting you get back adrenaline extremely fast during a fight as well. The boots are nice, but that is more for before the fight, since they give you 20% extra movement speed while crouching. If you wear the full set, so all the gear pieces, then you get 50% extra adrenaline on a perfect dodge, so that is when you dodge and the time slows down. The sword also gives 25% adrenaline on top of that for the perfect dodge, and that makes dodging, something I do a lot over parrying, really rewarding. When you have the full legendary set, then you earn the set bonus as an engraving that you can then put on another legendary item. But the interesting is that it depends on what legendary item you can put this gear set bonus on. You can put the extra adrenaline on dodge, so the gear set bonus from this Pegasus set, only on another helmet. While for example the gear set bonus that you get from the Athenian War Hero set that I showed you recently, that lets you shoot through shields, can only be put on leg armor. What this does mean is that you can put a lot of different set bonuses on different gear pieces at one time, making you super powerful. And this also means that you can like really mix and match and make a cool loadout that you want, because you already have a ton of set bonuses active at one time. Before I share some engraving tips for on this set, I wanted to tell you how you can get it and how the sort of helix credit system has changed for the better in my opinion. So the gear set is 750 helix credits, the mount is 750 as well, and the sword is 252. You can also get the gear pack, the Pegasus gear pack, for 1500 helix credits, like all in one. But again, you can also get it by playing the game. So new is the Oikos of the Olympian store that has a weekly selection. And at first wasn't sure if he would sell gear pack items, but he totally does, because right now as we speak, you get the chest from the Pegasus set for 80 orichalcum ore for 1 week only. Implying that we will likely get a new gear pack item per week that you can then just immediately buy if you've done a lot of dailies that give you 10 orichalcum each day. And for the weekly quest you get 40 orichalcum. So you can get 110 orichalcum per week, but the world is also full with this resource. As you see here in this map that you can also get with helix credits, there are a ton of orichalcum spots. So if you just explore the world, you will find them, and that way you can get the items from the gear packs as well. We also got the gift of the Olympians, so the Heka chest equivalents that you can buy for 20 orichalcum. This gives you an epic or a legendary item, but yeah, as expected, the epic items are really useless. Because I already got the game like early, I was able to buy 6 gifts of the Olympians, and I got 2 legendary items from the shop. One very good spear and one of the 2 ship cosmetics that the store sells at the moment. The rest of the items I got were just useless epic gear pieces. But yeah, 2 store items from 6 Olympian gifts is pretty solid, to be honest. I mean, not that I can like calculate any drop chances from this, but at the launch of Origins it was like really hard to get any of the shop items, while in Odyssey it seems way easier right now. Although the gifts of the Olympians are of course harder to get thanks to the orichalcum, while in Origins you could buy the Heka chest from in-game money. So you were not like really limited. As long as you had money, which you can just endlessly farm, you could get the Heka chest, while in Odyssey you will hit a wall and have to wait for the daily and weekly quest in order to get new orichalcum. But yeah, this totally means that doing the daily and weekly quest is worth it to get your hands on this cool gear. Good to note is that you cannot do the tactic I showed you in Origins with the Heka chest, where you could like save the game before you open them, then upload that save to the cloud via PlayStation Plus, then open the chest, then if you did not like what you got, just download that previous save, so you would still have your money and could open the chest again and test your luck again. No, it seems like this is tied to the internet or something, because when I did that, my orichalcum was missing and the legendary items I found in these gifts were still added to the store. So I still got the legendary rewards I got for opening these gifts. So yes, be warned when you open these Heka chest equivalents, because you cannot go back. Another thing that is interesting, and I'm not 100% sure about this, but what I think is the case is that you cannot get duplicates in these gifts. Simply because it's impossible to get duplicates of legendary gear anyway in Odyssey. So if you get a legendary gear piece, then the lower level version of that legendary gear piece that you might already have will disappear, and then you will only have the higher level one. So you can only have one version of that legendary gear piece at one time. So that would mean that if you could get a duplicate in these gifts, again, I don't think you can, but I haven't like seen it for myself, then that would mean that it would like disappear. So then you would get nothing out of these gifts, and that should not really be the case. Meaning that if this theory is correct, and I think it is, but we still have to wait for a ton of people like to open these gifts and see if they get a duplicate or not, it means that if you get a legendary item from this gift, it is an item you don't have already. Why I also think that this is the case is that the item you get from the Olympian gift is a helix credit item, because you see the helix icon there as well, and it's also unlocked in the store, so you see it like in the owned section as well. So this means that I got this JorRaptor spear on my level 50 character, but can then also use it in my second playthrough with Alexios. Like, it adds the item to the store in the owned section, so you like already have it for every character you play on. That's a pretty nice change. While I haven't checked this out myself, I think that this is the case that if you already done the daily and weekly quest on one character, then you cannot do them anymore on the other character you play as well, because I think these quests will be account bound. Otherwise you can just have multiple playthroughs and all do these daily and weekly quests, get a ton of orichalcum and then test your luck with these gifts. and then have items that are then unlocked on all your characters. I think that will not be the case, but again, I haven't tried it out. So yes, playing the game and trying to get these gear pack items will totally be something that is worth doing on the max level, making the daily and weekly quest really rewarding. The Oikos of the Olympian store resets every week on Tuesday, and that is also when the weekly quest ends, and I want to make a video like every Tuesday with the weekly gear selection, since it's the same for every player, so then I can tell you what the gear is, and now you can also easily complete the weekly quest that week. So yes, I will start doing that this Tuesday, and of course, in the meantime, we'll give you way more in-depth looks at the best armor sets in the game, show you the gear packs in action as well. There's another gear pack that I want to take a look at as well, tell you if they are any good, also take a look at the weapons, like way more stuff is coming your way. Totally subscribe for that, and way more Odyssey tips and tricks in general. Like I said, I want to of course give you also some engraving tips for this Pegasus set, and by the way, if you get the Pegasus set via the Helix store, you also have it unlocked for all the characters. So on the sword, I would add some warrior damage, because that is of course missing here, but if you got the -1 adrenaline cost for the overpower ability, that is one of the best perks in the game, since the overpower attack is like really strong, especially with the sword as well. So totally like do that one if you got it already, but you will get that one like really late in the game. I will show you where you can get it and also on what weapon it comes in an upcoming video. And otherwise, I would recommend some extra warrior damage. And that's like nice for this whole set, some extra warrior damage, so you just deal more damage in general. But something I think you should totally do every time with engraving is add a legendary perk when you can, because those are mostly way better than the sort of gray ones you can also choose. On the bracers, I have the 50% crit damage with the warrior abilities. On the chest, I add some extra health gains with the overpower attacks, since I will be doing them a lot with this set, so getting health back is great. I do some headshot damage on the waist, because I tend to like go away and hit the enemies from afar as well when I'm maybe low on health or when the enemies are like chasing me, so having extra damage is great. And on the legs, again, the arrow piercing through shields legendary perk. Again, it's just insane that you are able to have multiple gear set bonuses in one build. So yeah, more in-depth videos on the best armor sets, gear pieces, weapons, and way more are coming your way. Subscribe to miss nothing if you haven't already. Drop a like to support the channel, check out my video on the Athenian War Hero set, going in depth on that set that you can get in the game, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.